What's up, marketers? In this video, we are going to analyze and learn from some winning ad creative. Now, of course, I do not have access to all of these ad accounts. In fact, I do not have access to any of these ad accounts, but a perhaps well-known hack is that if you go into your Foreplay accounts or you go into a brand's ad library and you look at the ad creative that has been running the longest, it is safe to assume that that is their best performing creative because they continue to run it. Now, of course, this is not always going to be wildly accurate. Sometimes the data gets a little fuzzy, but I've seen across the board, hey, if a brand continues to run the creative, it's probably going to be a top performer. Now, the way that I like to analyze this actually is I like to take a look at brands that have been running creatives for at least a month. And that sort of signals to me, hey, something is interesting here and something is potentially working here. I often find that most brands will turn off a piece of ad creative after 20 days, even probably sooner than that, if it's not working. However, if something is starting to work and starting to perform at that month-long mark and they have it in the ad account for longer than that, that is when I get interested. So let's take a look at some of these ad creatives that I have here. Now, this one by Cuts has been running for 83 days. Very interesting, also very simple, right? So this just has a really good testimonial. Now, the reason why I think this testimonial is so good is because it implies if you have a good chest and if you have good arms, then you should wear this shirt. So it's sort of like the self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, oh, if you buy this shirt, you're buying it because you have good arms and a good chest. So it's kind of using really smart consumer psychology to get people to buy. Well done, Cuts. Honestly, Cuts does a really good job at this. They had another one that had been running for 274 days, which is literally just an iPhone shot behind the scenes of one of their studio shoots, I assume. And what I like about this one is that, oh, it makes the best fitted work leisure on earth, and it has an attractive guy. I hate his pants. Work and style. He's clearly in New York. So it's giving this impression of, hey, if you want to be rich and successful like this guy, maybe buy a new pair of pants, but definitely buy this shirt. Now, another apparel one that I found was really interesting was this Left on Friday one. So this one has been running for 152 days, and this is dead simple. Actually, I recommend brands to try this if they have many different colors and a few different swatch styles. And I have seen this personally perform for other brands as well. So this is one of those really dead easy Canva simple ones that I'm like, try this and show people the options that you have instead of having them go through your collections page and go through blah, blah, blah. So if you have a lot of different colors and a few different style options, this is a must try. Now, another one that I like is this Array one. So this one's been running since July of last year, 178 days. That's not really mathing for me, but as you see with Foreplay and as you see with Ads Library, it's not always going to math like that. Now, what I love about this ad, number one, it starts off with an us versus them video. But if you notice right here, this is a carousel. So then it also goes into a Meet the Doctor segment, and then it gives customer reviews, and then it shows, hey, another video about some ingredients, and then it also gives a background video of the founders. So there's just, honestly, there's a lot going on here, and it's super smart, and I love that they did it in a carousel format. Carousel formats have actually been sort of my hack recently, so you heard it here, but really what's really smart about this is if you allow the algorithm to optimize for each individual user or the best performing card, it's kind of like doing dynamic creative testing without doing dynamic creative testing. Very smart, do more carousels is really the final thing that I want to say there. This Magic Spoon ad, very, very good, right? So let's look first at the hook. Do you have any low-calorie, high-protein breakfast options with no eggs? I hate eggs. So this feels really organic, right? Number one, it's very much in the style of TikTok. It's even working with a TikToker, Train with Shay. We gotta love it. And they are asking, hey, this is a very common pressure point I find with people who are like working out and like on that best them lifestyle. And she just speaks to it amazingly, but it's done completely organically. So like, hey, I hate eggs. What do you have for me? Boom, Magic Spoon. And she's able to give this really authentic testimonial. And you know what? She's like kind of breaking rules here, right? We don't have any captions. We don't have any text overlay to provide additional context. So it's interesting to see ads like this work that break the rules a little bit, which I think we're gonna see a lot more in creative moving forward with this more content first approach. This Ilia one, right? This has been running since the beginning of the year, 58 days, statistics-based ad. I love this type of ad. Now, the reason why this is working is they're not just giving one statistic, they are giving 3. They're saying, hey, 91% of people, the under eyes were brightened. I want that, you want that, it's a good thing. 93%. Eyes were smoother, amazing. And then 100% said concealer applied more smoothly. Now, what I think is really smart about this is they're not saying the first 2 worked for everyone. So they're kind of like anchoring themselves in quote unquote reality by not giving that 100%. But then they wanna make this ad creative a no-brainer for someone to buy by saying 100% felt like this went on more smoother. Pretty smart. Also, this is something that anyone could create, right? And I really like how they offer the up close image of the brush as well as the applicator. I found actually that, especially with makeup and beauty brands, the more that you can show the texture, the better it is. Ooh, let's analyze this one from Disco and this one from Elysium Health. So this one from Elysium, 257 days. Wow, that's a lot. And then this one, a little bit newer, 53 days. I love a features point out ad. Now, the reason why I think the Disco one is super effective is because they're not just listing out the ingredients, they're also saying, hey, here's why you should give a shit about these ingredients. So they're saying smooth fine lines and wrinkles, amazing, tackles puffy under eye bags, brightens and battles dark eye circles. What's kind of cool about that is it's also like teaching your consumer something. So I think that's kind of like a cool edutainment sort of ad style. I think that's something if I was working with a skincare brand or a makeup brand, I'd try playing around with a lot more. Try to educate your customer, make them feel smarter, make them feel a little bit more invested in your product, and then they're gonna buy. Now, Elysium Health does a really different strategy with the features point out, right? Which is why I wanted to show both. Number one, they're not really talking about how it works. They're, you know, they have more of a brand owned subtitle, what I'd like to say, and they have this 25% off offer. So I don't want to discount that the 25% off offer is probably part of the reason why this is working. But I also think it's really eye catching. I like the gradient background, but I also really like how they are pairing emojis with the feature call out. So we have cellular energy, healthy DNA, better workout recovery, less general fatigue. It's kind of interesting too. When I'm looking at this, my eye automatically goes to the better workout recovery and less general fatigue, because I notice when I'm looking at these feature point outs, I tend to look at the ones that show up more on the right side first. And the healthy DNA, cellular energy ones, I think I need a little bit more context there, but it was really smart of them to put the ones on the right side that would have the biggest benefit, really, because those are more benefits, whereas healthy DNA and cellular energy, those are not the benefits so much. And that's it. I wanted to just go over a few of those ads today with you guys. Here's a challenge for us. If you have a top performing ad that you would like me to analyze, be sure to link to it in a foreplay board or link to it in your ads library and post it in the comment section below. And I will analyze your ad in real time in the comment section. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.